Hello and welcome back to River's End. Things are going very well here at the colony. Everything's slowly being upgraded to level 3. You can see behind me that we actually got the university up to level 3. And one of the houses just above my head is also now at level 3. Our biggest issue has been the creation of bricks and making sure we have enough bricks. So, to remedy that, today we're going to place down a crusher, which will give us the sand, gravel, clay, everything that we need for these bricks. And then, of course, the brickyard will also make all the bricks that we need for the colony. So we're going to get those placed down. And to just add more, we're going to add the fletcher's hut along with the sifter's hut. All of these will be over in our little industrial district back there. I expanded the borders pretty far. Let's actually take a look. Yes, so I placed down 2 more guard towers. We have a much larger space now for industrial district to add all these new buildings. I even have a new builder being built currently. So we can have all these buildings going all up at once. We should have no issues in terms of getting anything and everything built the way that we want them to be. University has new researches going. I'll keep on top of those so we can continue to get more buildings and more production done for the colony. But we need to figure out where we want to place these buildings and how big these buildings actually are. So let's start with the brick. We need craftsman, masonry. There we go, the brickyard. Okay, brickyard. A lot bigger than I was expecting. Let's just bump it all the way up to level 5. Ooh, yeah, so brickyard will not fit in this little spot. But we may, since we now have the space for it, let's place it. Yeah, I think it'll sit nicely here next to our blacksmith. I may have to take down these trees and maybe even this little camp that we found. I may have to, I'm gonna have to figure out how to break that barrel, but for now, yes, I think having it here is gonna be fine. We'll have to cut out some of this grass, but I think having the brickyard here is a good placement for it. So let's hit go for the brickyard here. Now let's see where our crusher can do. Masonry crusher. And the crusher is also a pretty big build, actually. But we may actually be able to fit the crusher here. Which would be very convenient that it fits right here. Make sure there's no spot that water needs to be. I'll have to change up our roads. But that's fine, the roads were always temporary. But I think having the crusher hut here is the best choice. So let's drop this back down to 1, hit go on that. And again, that leaves us with the Fletcher's hut and the sifter. So I'm thinking with the Fletcher's hut and the sifter's hut, we may put them back here on the backside of our courier's hut and our new builder's hut. Because, I don't know, I feel like having the roads kind of wrap around everything is going to make them look really nice once we actually get all the roads in. So let's do luxury. No, that's for the dyer's hut. Metallurgy? Here we go, Fletcher's hut. We'll start with that one. Pop that up to level 5. See what we're working with here. It's a little close. But let's take an actual walkthrough for this one. Let's see what we're dealing with. Okay. You know, I think this one we will move down over here. Yes, I think it's going to fit much better here. I may have to fill in some grass just to make it look more even. But I think this is a great spot for the Fletcher's hut, which now leaves the sifter. And the sifter looks a little small, but let's get up to 5. Okay, no, we're gonna need to move it. Maybe here? Let's find the actual entrance here. Okay, so this is the actual entrance. So maybe this isn't the spot for the sifter. Mayhaps the sifter would be better located elsewhere. It's kind of cool having it here, so I'm gonna leave the tower. We're gonna place the sifter here. So that'll be 4 new buildings for us to build, 4 new buildings to help us get everything going. Because we need these bricks. We need the bricks for these homes. Like this style of house specifically needs a lot of bricks and a lot of different types of bricks. So like if I was to go in here and go to upgrade, yeah, so we need the brick extra for the roof. We need just regular bricks for the walls. We'll need the terracotta, which is another reason that we need the clay. Stone brick stairs we get from the stonemason, but again, we need the red bricks, which we can only get from the bricklayer's hut. The brick stairs. Having the bricklayer's hut and having the crusher is going to be just immensely helpful. So we'll start with those. Come over here, let's have Houston work on this one. It's all very simple stuff at the start, which is fantastic. So yes, Houston will start on the crusher. We'll come over here to the brickyard. We will have Walsh. No, we'll have Kathleen, our new builder. We'll have her work on this as soon as she finishes building her builder's hut. You may need to make some blocks of coal, but that's simple enough. So yes, we'll have Kathleen start on the bricklayer's hut. Let's clear out all these seeds. There we go. Fletcher's hut, we can have... Love how simple these first buildings are. Let's do Blaze. And then that leaves our sifter for Walsh. These will all be real simple to make, luckily enough. Just helped clear out all this grass. And this tree. There we go. All right, that should do it for our builders. Let's get them everything they need, and let's get these buildings done. We're going to start with the brickyard. We have to wait for a couple more of our colonists to grow up before we can fully staff our new buildings, but we have enough for the brickyard. Or, well, no, looks like, okay, no, they all grew up. Good. So we can start with, let's do Ridger for the brickyard. So we'll need to teach them some recipes. We'll start with the ones I know that we need. So, boom. Clay balls for bricks. Cobblestone for stone. Back to the clay. Because we could do the clay block to get terracotta. I also want to do oak logs. That way they can get their own charcoal. I don't have to supply them with any more fuel. And I think that is a good starting spot because everything else I can add as time goes. I'm gonna do let's do the cracked stone brick real quick because I know we need the cracked stone bricks for certain things. Oh, so wise. All right, we'll have to update his home. We'll do that in a minute. But yeah, that is their brickyard. It'll give us everything we need for bricks, everything we need for stone, just anything smeltable. Like, ooh, there's one more I thought of. Let's put in stone. Yes, we get the smooth stone. Perfect. Okay. So that is enough recipes to get us going. Now we need to actually make sure that they can get the ingredients they need. And that is what the crusher was going to be for. The crusher will turn, I believe it's sand into clay, gravel into sand, cobble into gravel. I know I did that backwards, but I believe that is how it is done. Yeah, here we go. So sand down to clay, bones to bone meal, obviously. Yep, cobble to gravel, bone blocks into bone meal. So yes, this will take everything. This will get us everything we need. Let's see, sand. Is there a way to get sand from gravel? Okay, yes, so I gotta make sure that we have plenty of cobble. But we need to get this staffed, so let's put in Moontail. Moontail will be our crusher. Looking badass. Nice. So that gets us pretty well automated for all the bricks, all the stone. We're probably gonna need more couriers. I'm pretty sure I need to double the amount of couriers I have to get things moved around, especially for when more buildings are going up or being upgraded. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And with the other two colonists already grown up, we can get the Fletcher's hut set up as well. So let's do Langston for our Fletcher. So, yeah, Fletcher will make everything we need for bows, fishing, stuff like that. So we should be able to do the fishing rod. Boop and boop. Sweet. So now our fishers will have as many fishing rods as they need. What else can they do? I believe they can do arrows, but I think arrows are already part of their recipes. It is not. Okay, well, let's do that. Let's do arrows. We need a regular stick, feather, and flint. That's the wrong stick. There we go. That also leaves us with the bow. We could start getting archers now. I've been holding off on hiring on archers, but I think it may be time to start filling in some of these other guard towers and just making them archers. Let's see, what else do we need from the Fletcher? Let's take another quick look. Cutter recipes. What else can they make? This should be enough for now. I don't think we need to worry about adding anything else just yet. We will eventually, but for now, it's fine. And now we have the sifter's hut, which I should have known that there was going to be some water. I'm going to need to adjust this temporary waterfall. I may even just move the sifter's hut down. We'll see. But for now, we'll leave it here. So sifter's hut, we'll hire on Juniper. So yeah, the sifter will give us all sorts of stuff. I believe as we give them higher levels, they'll get better recipes. So like getting cactus and sugarcane, that's going to be very handy. Soul sand, okay. That'll give us stuff from the nether. That's going to be very useful as well. Getting the saplings is okay, and the seeds, we'll leave it for now. And nuggets, coal, flint, not bad things to get either. I love these huts that are set it and forget it kind of huts. I know eventually we'll have to upgrade everything, but it's very nice just to have a very simplified hut. The builder's huts and the courier's huts are prime examples of those as well. You just build them and you forget about it for the most part. Okay, with those 4 buildings down, that will do it for this episode. The industrial district is probably the largest district we currently have. It is absolutely insane how many buildings we have here, and there's still more to come, and I'm very excited to see it grow. But of course, the industrial district is not finished. We have plenty more to put down, including the mechanic's hut. The mechanic's hut is one that we need for research, but of course, and most importantly, we need it to upgrade the town hall. The town hall has been sitting at level 2 for way too long, and I believe it is time that we get it up to level 3. So next episode, we're going to focus on everything we need to get the town hall up to level 3 and expand the colony's industrial district even further. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, feel free to leave a like. If you really enjoyed, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next episode.